I heard if you hate watch Madame Web, it's not bad. And like, I'll watch anything with my sweet baby, Sydney Sweeney.
You're one of those.
I am one of those as well.
Okay.
She is very hot. He doesn't think Margot Robbie or Sydney Sweeney are attractive women. And that is insane, dude.
I didn't say that Sydney Sweeney is not hot. I said Sydney Sweeney couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. Derek, are we live?
We are live, coming to you from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is the Naturals Pod.
There weren't that many steps. I do all right. I've been, putting better stuff in my body.
Good, dude.
Keep it in your face.
Yeah, anti-inflammatory diet, doing that Tom Brady thing.
TB12.
Right.
No nightshades. Tomatoes are the enemy. Isn't that the thing?
Oh, really? I'm not that hardcore. I'm not, I'm the Tom Brady of getting home while driving drunk, but that's why. So, I was. I don't do that anymore.
That must make me like the Julius Peppers of getting home. Then you know what I meant. It's fine. I'm not necessarily a Tom Brady level, but also I've never had a DUI. Let's go, boys.
Yeah, right. I haven't had one yet.
He's only just cracked.
Oh, we're not even going to get to the yet. My God. Don't want to do that. Uber is your friend.
What, because, of banned substances, we call it little get home powder, you know what I mean? And, that helps you, some lines help you stay in between the lines.
Nose beers, let's go.
Yeah, there you go. Some bathroom coffee. Speaking of which, El Paso, I can't do coke anymore in Vegas. Because El Paso has spoiled me right there by the border. It's beautiful. So it's like medicinal almost. It's
the cocaine is beautiful, or El Paso is beautiful.
Both, but yeah, mainly the.
All right, we're gonna hit an intro real quick, and then we'll get right into it. Welcome to this episode of the Naturals Pod. As always, I'm Uncle Kyle, seated on the other end of the couch. The captain of the ship, Sweet Derek, the producer.
What up, Natties? Let's go.
Today, we have a very special guest. He has a special out right now on Amazon Prime that you can go look up called
Dagmar's
Brother.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Alex Kool-Aid Ansel.
Yeah, that's me. I'm Kool-Aid. And special.
So, I love the special. One of the things that you said in it resonated with me deeply, and I'm super jealous of the getting brought ranch automatically at restaurants.
Yeah.
If I ever become rich, I'm going to have a ranch butler who just follows me around.
A ranch sommelier?
Absolutely.
All right. And like a ranch taster that makes sure it's not like Wishbone?
I mean, if I get to president level, yeah.
Oh, president. Oh,
the wishbone is just utter swill.
Yeah. You're not president of this production studio, or
no?
President of what? Yeah, we gotta.
The United States of America.
Whoa, lofty goals there, buddy. All right. Look, first of all, you have to be 80 and decrepit and
slightly demented.
Yeah.
Totally demented.
Hell yeah. I thought you were going to mention a different part of my special where I'm like, I'm racist. But you're like, nah, ranch, bro.
Well, I didn't want to hit that right at the top. We got to get that towards the back end.
Deeper,
Oh, yeah. Context, fun racist. All right.
Derek is an ultra picky eater, and I don't even think you've ever tasted ranch. Baby mouth.
Oh, gross.
I do. I am a picky eater, dude. Yeah, we actually did an episode where he blindfolded me, and then I tried new foods that I've never eaten before, and I had to kind of guess what they were. I got close a couple times, but that was my first. I've never had a taco until I was 35 years old. I had my first taco.
What do you eat?
Yeah, so burgers, pizza, French toast.
Okay, it's
hot dogs.
So if it's an emoji, you're like, that's your menu. Okay, all right.
And I know as a cook, because you say you're a good cook, right?
I love it. It's one of the I've kind of nailed down. I'm like, oh, these are the things that I'm very passionate about and I love in my life. Number one, comedy. I fucking love comedy so much. Being on stage, making people happy. Oh, I fucking love it. Oh, it keeps me from only paying for rent and not a gun. And then two, cooking. I think it's also part of making people feel good and nurturing, and cooking for others really is a thing. And I like cooking for myself too, but taking the time and then fighting games. Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. Like I think those are the 3 pillars right there.
So real quick, I just want to backtrack slightly because I am curious. Like cooking, would you do like a cooking show? Would you do like Gordon Ramsay and let him just like fucking rip into you while making dishes and shit?
I mean, motherfucker could try. So I'm saying he might be making some noises that he usually makes with a lady when he's eating my food. So I'm a belief of the motto of never trust a skinny cook. So if you're listening, I'm fat as fuck. These are my chins. So for the audio listeners, right?
Getting you in there, audio people. That was specifically for you.
For YouTube, anything else video, China, TikTok, ni hao, and.
So did you ever cook professionally in a kitchen, or is it just strictly a passion thing, or just something you like doing?
So I was my mom's sous chef for years. Like she would have me peeling stuff and doing that stuff in the kitchen growing up. And I hated it as a kid, but now it's like, I miss this. I love it. And then I spent a 9-month stint at, I wasn't an artist. I was more of an engineer at Subway. Have you guys heard of Subway?
I have.
Yeah. And I mean, like I still am, but back then it was like, what if you're a fat Subway employee, you lose a bunch of weight, and you'll be like that one guy who got in trouble for some other shit, Drake.
Dude, we should get you to be the new Jared, dude. Let's
whoa,
get there.
God damn it. I was trying to...
Nobody wants to be the new Jared or the old Jared.
It's like, yeah, how do you lose all that weight? Chasing them kids? No. He's like, you want a cookie? I can't eat them, but I'll watch you. I don't. All right. Because I mean, I have like old weight loss photos of me holding pants up like Homeboy did. And now it's like, yo, is that move called the Jared? You know, like if you like, my buddy Derek back home, separate one. And, He'll always do prom poses when he meets celebrities. He just took a photo with Bridget the midget, the stripper. Her words, not mine. And he did a prom pose with her. It was awkward as shit. But yeah, maybe that's like you pull out old pants or just any pants with like the Jared right there.
We should get to connect with Bridget for Kyle because he's always wanted to have a
We're not going to dive back into that one. You like to sprinkle that in and bring it up as often as you can.
Hey man, it's 2024. I don't kink shame. I've discovered all kinds of new shit about myself since I lost my V card. What, like 6 years ago? Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's not a kink. It's a one-time thing. It's a bucket list item, Derek. It's not like a universal kink. I don't search.
He wants to hook up with
Little Women. I want to do it one time.
Fuck out.
Yeah. I don't want to like
I don't hate
do
it.
it
I just think it's funny.
a bunch of times. Maybe if the first time is great, we'll dip our toe back in that pool. But like I'm saying, at least once. Never for anal on me ever. We're not trying that one. Derek said he would be willing to be penetrated as a woman.
Okay, I have this question for you because Todd and him both. We just did an episode. We were guests on the Sweet Potato Pod. Check it out. It was great. But one of the questions is, if you could switch genders for a day, what would you want to do? And one of my things was I would be curious to know what it's like to get fucked as a chick. And they made me seem like I was insane for wanting to experience
That's gay
that.
Shit, bro. That's pretty...
But it's not gay because you're a chick now.
Yeah, but then you change back and then just be like, I kind of liked it. I don't know. No.
It is 3-2 against. We are winning.
No, it's like, yeah, why not? I don't know. Do you think it'd be more pleasurable being a lady getting fucking stooped or?
Well, I mean, they always just say they
depends
can
if you're a whore, salacious, lustful, no dad having, OnlyFans
just
having,
spreading the leg.
Whore.
I also said I'd want to be an Instagram thought and go like on a travel adventure or something, and then cause like you get pooped on.
That is a real thing. I swear to God.
No, you don't have to tell me.
If I could find it afterwards, I think it was on TikTok, and this chick was legitimately like, here's a day in the life of somebody who gets paid to get pooped on in Dubai. And she shows how she goes on a shopping spree and goes to all these malls, rides in a Lamborghini, and then presumably, because they're not going to let you put that on TikTok, goes in a room, lays down, gets pooped on.
Ooh, yeah, and then, you know, there's all these, like, pissed off and, you know, baby mamas and wives and shit in the U.S., and they're like, my boyfriend just beats me, and this bitch is getting shitted on, and living a way better life and shit.
She gets handed $50K every time she does it, though.
Look, I've kept up with my German with some of the sites I go to. So you're like, hey, did you know ladies get shit on for money? I'm like, okay, buddy. Okay, yeah. Whoa, let me ask for price. No,
Germany was kind of the originator of that. What do they call it? Scheiser. I'm gonna it.
No,
said it twice.
Scheiße is just shit in German. That's all Scheiße is.
Yeah, but that's what it's called, the genre. Typically, if you're like,
I thought the genre was just scat, or do I know too much about this? I'm not into it.
we're going in.
I'm not into it.
We're going down a
I have a
dark road,
bidet, and it's nice, especially out here in Vegas. If you live in a hot, arid climate, get a bidet. When you get that little, it's
Dude,
like
I heard that's life changing. I haven't
it's-
experienced that
Damn it, I
yet.
can't believe we're getting into the bidet talk too.
Yeah, dude, it's like getting a fire hose up the old poop chute with like protesters or like it could be Charlottesville. It's not a color thing, and I'm just like and it gets all. It's refreshing.
He just
man.
sits down, turns it on, and goes, "Welcome to Tiananmen Square, boys."
If there was a way to make it like a Mountain Dew, so it's like flavored for my butthole, that'd be pretty sweet. Little
You're a
Baja
big
Blast.
Mountain Dew guy, right? Yeah.
Oh man, I'm
Baja Blast is the
I
best,
haven't
dude.
drank.
It is good.
I haven't been able to keep up with it because I'm cutting my sugar intake. But if there's a new flavor, I'll get a bottle instead of a 12-pack, and then I'll try it and I'll be like, okay. Yeah,
Have you tried the spiked Mountain Dew?
My God, hard Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
yeah.
It's pretty
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's pretty
The
tasty.
salty ones.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I'm on this, because I'm the same way. If there's like a pack of
nondescript
cans,
jug?
well, it's got water in it.
Oh, okay.
Anytime I'm out in public with this, people are like, "What's in that?" And I try to come up with creative new answers every time. But
Yeah.
like, if I have a bunch of cans of soda or a pack of soda, I'll just smash that thing. So
Yeah.
I have like the little flavored waters
All right.
and stuff. Stay hot.
I got my jug right here. All right. Fucking- I don't know if you had like a bunch of animals out back and you just brewing milk and all
I mean,
kinds of shit.
maybe they do. Maybe
It's
we
just
do.
an opaque, half-gallon jug, and you're just
Yeah.
like, this is my drinking jug. I'm like, okay, buddy.
We got to be prepared for the
I'm
apocalypse.
hydrating, I hope.
So you said you worked at Subway. I worked at Porta Subs. Do they have those in Texas too, or are you aware of Porta Subs?
Not until like, for me, this was right out of high school, so like 2002, 2003. I don't think I was aware of a Porter Subs until later in my life.
Yeah, until you got to Vegas. It's
Yeah,
good,
probably.
though.
Because I think it's more out here, and yeah, they might have them in Texas now. I don't know, but yeah, it's pretty legit. They like slice of meats and stuff right in front of you.
That's why I think it's better. That's why.
Yeah,
that's
no,
where I
no,
think,
no argument for
Subway
me.
is kind of trash because they
Oh.
already have the meat packaged
Yeah.
and pre-folded.
I mean, isn't it generally considered that Subway's kind of on the lowest pole of like sandwich shops, though?
Yeah,
Arguably,
yeah, I mean-
right? Like,
I don't
compared to,
know.
like Firehouse
Blimpies went
Subs,
out.
I mean, look at who they
business,
hire,
Jimmy John.
and that guy with the felonies. All right.
You know, as someone who regularly gets sandwiches at the Subway down the street, I value my sandwich artisans. Thank you so much for toasting it. Just the right amount. You put it in there. You press that button. It magically.
Are they on your Patreon? What the fuck are you doing over here?
Possibly. I'm just trying to make sure.
All right. Hey, man,
They don't
I
spit
like
in
when
my
you come to
sandwich
work
later.
because you have to pay bills. And thanks for not putting too much lettuce on it.
That was the only job I ever got fired from. I worked with all women. I did love it though, because when I was a kid, I would eat those sandwiches.
The
and when I was in
irony-
high school, getting to make them. And
The irony of it's like, go make me a sandwich, and it's mostly all right.
yeah,
I love it.
they made me do all the shit that they didn't want to do.
Oh no way! That's crazy. What pay gap?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely made less. And then the one that fired me, I didn't even do anything wrong.
Of
Here's
course
what
not.
happened.
Did you use? It was like, I didn't like your tone. Is it something like real bullshitty that women do? or-
No. God, I'm trying to think if we, because I know that we've talked about this. I don't know
Yeah.
if we talked about it on the pod, but basically what happened is they would make me do the deliveries because you didn't get shit.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even charge the customer a little, like, $2 or whatever.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
at least
yeah.
you get a little bit of gas money for driving them their
Yeah.
shit. So they would make me do them because people don't tip when they're getting a sandwich or
Right.
going through a Starbucks line or, at the, I don't know, you have to tip everywhere now.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a tipping option.
If I'm
everywhere.
standing up, I'm not tipping. Like if I get my food, I order the food, and while I'm standing.
So really side tangent, because I am curious, what is your take on like tipping for carrying out? Because I'm a no-tip guy in carrying out, but I know some people.
It depends
feel
if it's
you know what I'm saying. I'm just gonna be honest. I'm
if
putting
it's
myself on
multiple
blast here.
orders, 5 or 10. But if you're just getting like one meal to go, no, fuck
like a
that.
pizza or something. Yeah. I have tipped before doing that, but it just feels like I'm getting scammed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I typically eat at home a lot and cook my own shit. I also am somebody who likes to cook.
he does. Yeah.
Let's go. But I always tip. I always leave them a couple bucks. Even getting Starbucks, I'll give them like, here's $1, whatever. Because they always say, there's a question real quick.
Yeah.
You know, they're apprehensive about it because some people really tear their head off. At a couple of them, they'll just click the no tip thing for you because they know that people don't like that shit. But me, if the option's there, fuck it, I'll give you a couple of bucks.
Yeah. I'm vain. I want people to see me tip too. Like, so I do it in cash. And I won't necessarily draw too much attention, like fake chest pains and get everyone to look at me and just like, watch me be generous.
Do you do math? What's 25% of this? I just want to make sure I'm tipping appropriately.
Yeah. No, and I'll only tip if I'm if I wear a bunch of MAGA stuff while ordering and they don't mention anything. And then if I don't get any sass at it, I don't have.
Nobody comes up and just throws a cup of water in your face.
No, fuck. If anything, I want to get merch that says make Alex great again because I want to get healthy.
Yeah. But I go back. I am curious the Porta Subs thing. So why did you get fired? So you were deliveries.
Oh, they sent me on deliveries, and I had to do a couple of them. And typically, you would take a little bag of change with you. So if people want change, you can give them their change. I forgot to do it.
Yeah.
The first guy, it was like 18. He gave me 20. Keep it cool.
Yeah.
Hit the next spot, which is a smoke shop. I go in there. They hand me the money. I hand them the sandwiches. They're looking at me like, "Where's the fucking change?"
Yeah. You have a change drawer. Use that.
I mean,
that's a good point too.
Yeah, they could have, but the store was really close to the smoke shop, so I was like, "I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna get your change. I'll be right back."
Do you remember what the difference was?
It was a few dollars.
Oh, God,
it wasn't
that's
even
so
anything
petty,
insane, and it was so close.
man.
Yeah.
These lazy fucks could have walked over and got their own goddamn
smoke
sandwich, and instead they had to make me lose my fucking So, they're like, "Nah, keep it." In the time it took me to drive from one parking lot to another, they had called and told my boss, who was a bitch. She sunk that franchise too. She had some weird stalker
Becky.
guy.
Yeah,
her name might have been Becky or Stephanie.
Fucking Susie.
But yeah, she's like, "I have to fire you," and I was like, "What?" She goes, "I have to fire you. They said that they asked for change, and you told them that you were keeping it," and I was like, "No, this is a fucking lie." They fired me, and long story short, I went back to the smoke shop and I pushed all the shit off the counters, and I was like, "Now you get to deal with this." So
It was like a mini falling down movie moment, dude, where you're just going there.
I didn't go acquire a bazooka from some random military surplus store and blow shit up. No. Wasn't that your ex-girlfriend who said that I reminded her of Michael Douglas in that movie? I think it was.
Yeah, one of my exes
His
did say
ex-girlfriend
that,
was like, "Have you ever seen the movie Falling Down?"
Yeah. Did you have a meltdown in a Burger King?
I'm constantly having fucking meltdowns.
Yeah.
You're
What?
that guy?
I know you want to say something.
You're
What
that
is
guy?
it? I am. I'm fucking insane, buddy.
Okay, all
When she
right.
made that comparison, I had never seen the movie, and I watched it, and I was like, "This fucking bitch!" Like,
Yeah.
how would you make that?
It hit a
comparison?
nerve. It hit a nerve. But
Yeah.
he doesn't go full.
You're
blown.
like, how do they make this movie about me without me? And
It's a great movie though.
yikes. Yeah,
I haven't gone on a full blown rampage yet. I like to keep my rampages like close, like within
Well,
a
I
3
can't
foot
wait for this
radius.
to be reviewed for court.
No. It'll be fine.
Like,
Leave it all in. Nothing is redacted. It's fine. We're fine.
anything I say today is for entertainment purposes.
But let's transition. I am curious too because I love fighting games as well. You mentioned that, so
Yeah.
I'm a big Mortal Kombat guy as well. How do you feel about the newer ones though?
I think it's fun when I play it with my friends in like a living room and all that. Some of the online stuff can get annoying because it's so unbalanced.
Yeah.
You just see the same characters over and over.
Do they have hackers in online where they're just hitting you with insane combos and you're like, "This isn't real.
Yeah,
You're
because
cheating."
like basically if we
Son
play
of a
Call of
bitch.
Duty and stuff, people can cheat. So I'd imagine if
Yeah,
fighting games is easy or no.
Yeah, with some of especially it's easier on PC where they'll upload, macros that'll do stuff automatically.
Yep.
But like I'm at the level where I don't even get to that level to fight those guys.
Oh, really?
You know, I'm you know, it's like anything else. You put your time and effort into it, you get out of it. I just have fun, and I don't play fighting games because I'm like, I'm gonna win Evo and beat the shit out of Daigo and Justin. No, it's like I like hanging out and talking shit, playing with people, and then, you know, you win a couple rounds, I win a couple rounds. I'm studying your you know, I'm downloading your game plan and seeing what you're doing with this and that. And it's like a fun back and forth. I know it's like a lazier tennis, I guess.
So you play Mortal Kombat? That's the one that you like? You don't do Marvel versus Capcom?
Okay. I play it all.
Oh, okay.
They're coming out with a new one, I think, right? Finally?
So they're re-releasing, and I flipped the fuck out when they announced this at a Nintendo Direct at 7 a.m. I watched this online live. And, you know, Adam, friend of the show.
Yep, love Adam.
Also loves fighting games. He had a late night. I think he got to the house at like 4 or 5. I'm up 7 o'clock in the morning watching
just
this.
All juiced.
And dude, well, you know, I'm just like, all right, Nintendo, it's the last year probably of the Switch. What are you announcing? And I was like, here's a new Mario and Luigi game. And I'm like, pretty sick. Okay, all right. Here's what else do they have? A new Donkey Kong re-release. I'm like, okay, that's...
New Zelda game too, maybe?
Yeah, well, and then that came after.
Oh, okay.
Then they were like, oh, hey, by the way, here's something from Capcom. And it had the very distinct line of, we're going to take you for a ride, which is one of the lyrics from the Marvel vs. Capcom and the soundtrack. And I was like, no fucking way. No fuck. And I started yelling, it's 7 o'clock in the morning. And I'm like, no fucking way. No. And then they show Marvel Collection. And I was, you know, X-Men vs. Street Fighter, Children of the Atom. It's got... what is it? Marvel versus Street Fighter, and then Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, and I'm melting down, and I'm like, I know I woke up Adam. I didn't like get out of bed and go wake him up.
Yeah.
But he was like, I messaged him right away. I was like, dude, you never fucking believe it. They're coming back with Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So I'm definitely getting that. I'm super stoked about that.
So who's the squad? Because I think you pick 3 characters, right? You have one that's like the main, and then the other 2 come in and support. You can swap them out. They have special abilities.
Yeah.
I saw an 8-year-old boy absolutely destroy a grown man one time when I was at Evo. In like 10 seconds, he was just...
Yeah.
You're dead.
How did the grown man feel, dude? That's got to be just shame when an 8-year-old just fucking wrecks you.
He has to work on his tech, you know. You probably
this
had a shitty wake up.
Oh, man. This shit is insanely competitive, though. The guy didn't even look upset. He was like, oh, okay, you did that. Because what do you call it? Is it a gamepad? Because you have one of the custom joints that's like more serious for the competitive.
No, there's gamepad would be the controller, and then I have an arcade stick. And, like, you know, people get, like, super ridiculous customizable ones and get artwork put on. Right now, mine is just a $200 stick you could buy off Amazon from Ori. That's my brand. Shout-outs if they want to sponsor me. And then I put, right now, 2 very cool, sparkly Selena stickers. Because that's the queen of Cumbia right there. Bitty bitty bum bum on my haters.
And Selena, as in like Selena, who was murdered by one of her deranged fans or manager or something.
First of all, she was shot.
I mean, also,
that's racist.
Also a
she's
great
Mexican.
singer, but
somebody off screen is doing this, and I'm like, maybe that'll happen to Selena Gomez. No. I'm just kidding. Not putting that energy out there.
I like Selena Gomez. You're pretty hot.
Whatever. First of all, there's only one Selena. And so it's like a Texas thing, and you know, just I'm from the same area where she
was from, like El Paso-ish area.
No, Corpus Christi is like where she was born, and then came up around in San Antonio.
Okay,
so like Central South Texas has like, I mean, all of Texas has a claim to Selena. Damn right. But yeah, so like San Antonio and where I'm from, that was like kind of her.
So I'm curious, like, what led you to come from Texas to Vegas? Like,
hold on, we're still talking about fighting games. All right,
yes.
And then they have the leverless controllers, which are they just have a bunch of buttons, and to me that looks like typing. I'm like, I ain't trying to be no goddamn secretary.
That's like the 6-button thing, right? Where it's like 3 and 3 kind of.
No, well, 6 buttons are just like your 3, you know, punches, 3 kicks, and then the directions are also buttons.
Oh shit,
that's on the leverless, and so like a bunch of the new people are. But like I said, it looks like
I'm
typing.
a fucking button masher. I would be terrible at it. I'm one of those guys.
That's the way I play half the time. If you talk to Adam, he's like, I don't see what you're doing on screen, but I can hear you just going ape shit on the fucking.
God damn it! I wish I had a keyboard right here. Just
and then there's some wacky people that come to tournaments and they'll play with like a DDR pad and they'll win, and it's like, go fuck yourself. When you have to do like the rotations, like for Zangief, you got to do rotations so he can do all of his spinning pile drivers and shit like that, and then watch them fucking get dizzy and then do attacks. There's a guy who plays.
Hold on, so they're standing.
Yeah.
It's not a hand thing.
I
They're
hate
standing.
that. I don't
dance
like that.
fighting.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
No, they're like gimmicky. They're like, watch how good I am at this game. There's people that beat Elden Ring with a fucking dance pad.
What?
There's people that they'll play a Guitar Hero controller and they'll fight you with that. There's people that there's one guy, he's like known for it. He brings a driving, like he brings a steering wheel.
Yeah,
but he uses like the
that's hilarious.
He'll use the D-pad that's on there, and then like certain turns will do certain things.
I mean, it's creative.
And it's hilarious. It's like part of the community,
Yeah.
and there's like, oh, that's that guy that does this, and so
The shit that they have for video games now is insane, because I have a little gaming PC.
okay, boomer. All right.
But they have keyboards where you like stick your hand in it, and it's like every direction is a click.
Yeah,
There's all kinds of buttons in it. It's like power,
Well, it's like
power glove.
as we get more fucked up, the arthritis adjusts to us.
Right.
We're all gonna be like leaned over.
What's your take on
Mongoloids? We'll have headphone.
You got to
dents
look
on the
up
top of our heads.
They have a thing called the claw box, and literally it has all the buttons right there in front of you.
Oh, yeah, I've
and
seen
it looks
that.
like you're holding an orb, but like I'm contemplating something, and then you're like, I play Smash, and then it's like
It's like a Hellraiser box or something.
it's like I'm Kirby sucking up stuff.
What's your take on VR? Have you tried VR? VR's pretty fun, I think.
I don't know, man. That might be a slippery slope,
Yeah.
So I have actually one of my good buddies back home. He's a comic too. He's like the founder of like a VR comedy club and a VR studio, and he's doing all kinds of cool stuff out there. Kyle Render.
VR comedy club.
Yeah. It's a thing.
It took off during the pandemic like crazy. All kinds of articles.
Oh,
It was like a
so they
better Zoom
perform
version.
and you watch
Yeah.
it in VR like you're in a club. Oh, that's
and then
kinda
while
dope.
you're performing, you perform in VR. And I've been like, he's been on my ass because he's like, get into it. You fucking destroy. You get a whole new audience. And I'm like such old man boomer. I'm like, I don't know about this.
Yeah.
I know VR. Isn't that when you hold your phone with a thing and then you? And he's like, no, check it out. Go. He's like, I see you spend all this money on your stupid fighting game stuff, but you can't go get an Oculus off of Craigslist or some shit.
It
You
is
should
fun.
get
You
into
probably would
it,
like
because
it,
I
dude.
don't even think I've really heard until you just mentioned it. I haven't heard of that, so you should get on that.
Yeah.
That's like a little untapped.
And then I see videos of all this stuff like VR games. Like there's one where you play as a cat.
Yep.
And you just like beat up an old lady,
Yep.
knock shit off tables, and I go, that sounds like fun actually. Like I would be.
You
into
get
that.
on all fours and mew.
Oh, I want to shit in a box so bad. You have no idea, dude. Like, I would go.
Some of
chase
the
other
VR
cats.
games are super scary, like legitimately too. Like they will freak you out. Dude.
I don't.
The
Yeah, I
Resident Evil
can't
one
do
and shit
horror
now.
games,
Yeah.
man. I don't. I don't do horror movies. Not that much. I like some of the more sci-fi ones, but. Bro, life is scary as it is. Like I don't need, I don't need fucking jump scares and all that.
Derek
bullshit all the
likes to
time.
challenge himself.
I
He'll watch
do.
some
I like
fucked up
them fucked
horror
up shit.
movies, and Nick, who's off camera, also. They have that one coming out, and I've seen ads for it on Instagram constantly. It's called Long
Legs. Ooh, I'm stoked
Oh,
for it.
yeah.
It's with Nicolas Cage too, dude. I'm stoked.
Should
for
we
that
all
movie.
watch that? We're
I'm
probably all
excited
going to
for that
watch
one,
that.
yeah.
I kind of want to
Kool-Aid
see
doesn't
that
have to,
one
but
because
yeah.
it does look.
Looks intense.
I want to see the new Alien coming out. Romulus.
Yeah, that's
like,
gotta be great, too.
That's about like how scary.
Nice. Yeah, I
I'll
love
go.
Alien. Those are great movies.
But all the slasher stuff, and I had an old roommate, and all these white women's they love all that horror shit.
Yeah,
and it's
they do.
I'm like,
Murder mysteries, true
is it-
crime.
I'm like, isn't life scary enough as it is for you? Yeah, but whatever.
White women are so contradictory because you're scared of everything, and yet you'll watch like murder documentaries and just strange, horrible shit that doesn't belong.
And they're always
in
like,
your
I need
face.
to know what I need to protect myself from. And it's just like,
You're not ready to protect yourself from that. Like,
translates.
not
Yeah.
knowing about it isn't going to do anything for you.
hilarious.
It's so weird because at one point I lived with two white ladies, and I learned all this shit about like serial killers just from being around
Yeah.
it. Like I know who Richard Ramirez is, not just some dude from Texas, or because I'm sure there's 30 of them in the high school I went to.
Yeah.
But like I know who this person is and what Ted Bundy did and all this shit. But I'm like, yo, can these chicks name the Infinity Stones? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck no, dude. And I'd be, so there wasn't an equal exchange of cultural information, so of discourse.
Yeah, I remember like when I was younger, I got grounded and I had this book. It was called the Encyclopedia of Serial Killers, and it was every serial killer that's ever existed in their full bio. Dude, that I did feel fucked up after reading the whole thing. That was a dark journey,
What
dude.
kind of coloring book did your fucking parents give you? Did you
was
get
a
that
tough
out of
read.
the Scholastic Book Fair? Why did you have that book? Why was it in the
I got it at
house?
Barnes and Noble, dude.
How old were you?
So I was like,
you were
probably,
old enough to get grounded.
I was
but-
like 14 or something like that. Yeah, I was like 14.
Derek is a fucking dark soul.
Well,
dude,
for
I'm
me
telling
too,
you.
because I was originally like I was into like criminology and stuff. I wanted to be a forensic scientist and like actually be like one of those people that figures out and solves murders.
Okay, Dexter. Jesus Christ.
he dated a chick
know
who
what I
worked
would-
for the medical
What
examiner,
the
and she was a little crazy.
I did, dude, but she wasn't a medical examiner. She would do.
She worked
She
at
would
the
do
medical
donors.
examiner's
No, she did
office.
donors. So when people passed away,
She
she'd go
cut
take their
bodies
corneas. So she would cut out their eyes for donation, and I'm like, ooh, that's tough. And I have a crazy story about that.
Was
but
that
maybe
the
we'll leave it for
story?
another one, but
All right. I can't take my eyes off of you. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I dropped those.
Did you say you have a crazy story?
yeah, it's like kind of
Let's
like a
hear
ghost
it.
story or whatever.
Is it a
but I
long
don't-
one?
No, it's not too long. So I remember. So she would do that, and this little side tangent. You know how they say like they're like dead bodies like have a smell? She would have that smell on her sometimes when she'd come from work, and I've wafted that, and it is a very, very disturbing and strange smell. But besides from that, she would come home, she would shower. So she came home at like 3 a.m. because she was on call like for like 24, 48 hours, so she can go anytime. Go ahead.
Yeah, hide your erection real quick. Yeah. All right. man. Just the way
She
you
was
talked
very
about
attractive. No,
it. You're like, the smell. I saw the flashback and you were like,
I didn't like
has
the
those
smell. I didn't like
Vietnam
it.
eyes that are just staring off in the
no,
distance.
no, this was like, I miss it. You know?
No.
Vietnam was like, he was doing this like,
Probably because I was thinking more of she was a fun time. But anyway, so she comes home
how
late.
many Jack Skellington tattoos did she have on her body?
None.
Oh.
None. But she did have like an eyeball on like her inner right here because she took eyeballs. So that
Yeah,
was always interesting.
She takes her
so.
work seriously. Yeah. All right.
So she comes.
She was a little nuts, but he had the primo setup because, like, every morning this guy would get
I don't know
something
if we
called breakfast time. We might cut this out, but it's hilarious. They would wake up and he would just immediately get some sloppy toppy, dude.
Yeah.
And I
and
was
she would
like,
call it
that's
breakfast.
pretty-
It was enjoyable.
Well, that's when the testosterone is at its peak, and you got
Yeah.
that morning wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, you make her feel alive again. That dead chick. All right. Fucking A. Jesus Christ.
So
She's
anyway-
like 2 eyes. There's a 1-eyed
Right.
monster right here. All right.
So anyway, she comes home late or whatever, and I remember it was probably like an hour later or whatever. I passed out and I wake up, and I remember like, you know how sometimes when you're like sleeping and then you kind of get up, and it's kind of one of those things like, have you ever had like clothes on your chair or something, and it kind of looks like a person, or like you have that weird thing where it kind of looks like someone's there. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
So I remember opening my eyes and seeing like a small girl, like a little girl. I freaked the fuck, and like I did one of those things where you like blink again and it's like did not disappear.
You woke up at Jared's body. Whoa!
Great callback.
You should have just ripped the sheets over your head.
So
real
I
quick.
turned over and I did that, and I was like, let's just try to fall back asleep. I was like, I don't like this. So I did like a little child. I was literally, as a grown man, I turned into a little child, was like, please make this go away. Now, this is where it gets fucking insane because I did not have this knowledge. We wake up the next morning and she goes, I had a tough one last night. And I said, what do you mean you had a tough one? And she said, a little girl passed away and I had to go take her corneas out of an 11-year-old girl. And I went,
that's
don't
rough.
fucking lie. And I did not know that beforehand. I was like, that's fucked.
So
And
was she staring at you with no eyes, just like,
I didn't look that intense, but it was just creepy in the fact that it was just like, what the fuck? And she was like a believer of like, some of these people follow me home and I always thank them and all that shit after doing it. And I'm like, it was just an intense moment. And I was like, I didn't like that.
She had to take those eyes to Disney World because she promised that so the kids could see Disney World. It's like, we couldn't do it while you were alive, but, you know.
But it was you know, I don't take it for what it is, but it was just a wild thing I experienced. So
Yeah, awesome. So I'll probably never sleep again. I appreciate that.
you'll be fine.
It's
it's an intense story.
cool. All right, Resident Evil.
Right,
Fucking
yeah.
this guy over here. He was yeah, fucking. Yeah, dude, that's pretty intense. So, you dated a Edgar Allan Poe poem.
Yeah. Seriously,
sick.
dude. And I mean, she got paid good money,
Halloween
but I
every
couldn't
day.
imagine doing that. But there's a lot of people that do that when you're a donor or whatever. They have to go collect, and it's just like, ooh, gnarly. So, yeah.
Okay,
my story.
So you mentioned that you're a Star Wars fan. Both of you got the Star Wars shirts
Hell yeah,
on.
Star Wars bros.
And
Fist bump me.
we also mentioned Marvel, and I think that the one thing that's going, I mean, they're all Disney properties now, but all of that is just going beep, boop, like it's going down. As a fan of Star Wars, you just got to be disappointed because I've heard that Acolyte show kind of sucks. Nobody likes it. The newest season of The
I haven't wanted to
Mandalorian wasn't
torture
great.
myself with that either, dude. Unfortunately, have you checked the show yet?
I watched the first 2 episodes, and it was a rough watch.
Yeah, I've heard.
And oh man, how do I shit on the show without looking like okay? So the story just straight up sucks. The execution of it sucks. The writing is terrible, and you could tell it's very like it's almost written as a fuck you to Star Wars fans because there was a big movement a couple years ago, Kathleen Kennedy, and who she's basically hiring like activists and people that are like, well, I never connected with Star Wars as a child, so I don't know anything about the lore. Don't give a shit. I'm gonna write Star Wars my way. And guess what?
That's the problem is that they're catering it to an audience that isn't watching it.
Yeah.
They're not watching it, and the fans that you had hate what you're doing. So stop, stop doing it.
And it's like you can't, shoehorn certain characters to do something. Like Leia was a great character because she offered a lot of emotional strength. She was the leader, of a rebellion, and she did her thing. And then Luke was plucky farm boy, and then he had to learn, and was he the best? No, and then he got a shitty end because of the last 3 movies that came out.
I'm tired.
Yeah, and then he force farted out of existence, and then
I never even fully watched that last one either because everybody said it was so disappointing.
What is it? Rise of what's the last one? Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, Rise of the Skywalker.
I watched it one time in the theater, and then afterwards, I sat in the movie theater, like I was in the car in the movie theater parking lot, and I just went, what the fuck was that, for like a good 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Then I drove to Burger King, and I had, it was emotional. So I had to get a double Whopper, bacon.
An emotional meal.
Dude, I sat in complete fucking silence and just like Vietnam again, like just eating.
Just dead
fuck
inside.
Did I just watched.
Yeah.
Then I got home, sat in the driveway before I even went inside, and went, what the fuck was that? For another 20 minutes. Then finally went inside, and I never do this, but I recorded like a rant, and I put it on. I was like, this is dog shit. Like, I have to tell people. I was like,
that's what the internet's for.
Yeah, I was like, I'd rather watch Carrie Fisher die on the airplane when she had that heart attack. I'd rather watch that. Like, I just went off. I was like, what the fuck is going on? This is happening. That's happening. And I haven't gone back. The only time I'll revisit Rise of Skywalker is I'll watch the Critical Drinker's review. And he has a 2-part, like each video is 45 minutes. It's almost as long as a movie, but he just goes and tears the whole movie apart. And I go, yes, give me that sweet justice.
Yeah, it's a frustrating watch for us Star Wars fans. I hate it. And then all the shows, it's funny because like The Mandalorian was actually a pretty solid show, great show, but even
first
like
couple
that kind
seasons,
of, that's what I'm saying, then it kind of fell off as well. And I don't know what kind of music you like, but there's a metal band called the Lost Souls, and they've done 2 songs now that are Star Wars based.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious because the song is like my childhood died when I didn't cry for like when Han Solo died.
Yeah.
And they're literally, the whole metal song is about them shitting on how terrible they destroyed the movies. It's a fun song, but it's unfortunate that Disney seems, I mean, even for me, the Marvel movies have fallen off. Now I'm excited for Deadpool 3.
Oh yeah,
that's going to be amazing with Hugh Jackman, I think.
Yeah, because it's not being done by committee.
Yeah.
It's like, we're, because they've done all the heroes, and then when you start trickling down to, well, who doesn't have a movie?
Yeah, and I'm gonna
Squirrel Girl, and I'm pretty sure that could be dope. Yo, Squirrel Girl took down Galactus. You know what I'm saying? So like that could be kind of tight, but
I mean, I'm gonna say a controversial thing right now, and
Yeah.
we'll see if I keep this in or not. But like, can we stop making women fucking? It's all women now, superheroes. I'm okay with some of them, but does every fucking movie have to be a woman? Like, you're not beating up a
First
bunch
of all,
of dudes and
every
stuff.
woman is a superhero. What? You don't have a mom? Okay. Not all heroes wear capes, Derek.
Yeah, right.
Kyle, talk to your friend here.
I just feel like they're force feeding it though,
Yeah.
dude. They're force feeding with like the Madam fucking Web and just like I've just feel
Oh
like a
yeah,
lot of
I
it was
mean,
just so bad.
that was just Sony trying to be like, "Hey, we're trying to stay relevant after Mobius," which I didn't even watch it for the memes, but I kind of want to. I heard like if you hate watch it, it's pretty fun.
I hate watched
I didn't mind it.
Nope, terrible.
I didn't.
I
didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Get him out. Get him out, Nick.
And then I heard if
Fuck you guys.
Morbius wasn't bad.
I heard if you hate watch Madam Web, it's not bad. And like I'll watch anything with my sweet baby Sydney Sweeney. And
Oh, you're one of those.
I am one of those as well.
Okay.
She is very hot. He doesn't think Margot Robbie or Sydney Sweeney are attractive women. And that is insane, dude.
I didn't say that Sydney Sweeney is not hot. I said Sydney Sweeney couldn't act her way out of a paper bag. Okay,
That's a separate statement.
she is a prop. She is an attractive prop, but she is a prop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what?
And Margot Robbie is just not. Robbie, however you say it, is just a standard, like, pretty good looking
How
woman.
dare you, bro.
Nothing
How
crazy
dare
special
you.
about that.
What did Jamie Presley do to you?
Jamie Presley, dude. I remember.
Very similar. Yeah. All right. We get it. Cheerleaders didn't like you in high school. All right.
No, they didn't.
I mean, neither did they. That's why I like them now. No. Not cheerleader, but the girls. No, never mind. I'm talking my way into something else.
Yeah, right.
People that are over 18 wearing cheer. All right. No. You know the type.
Okay,
Blonde hair,
okay.
yeah.
So speaking of video games, because this is
Yeah.
still kind of current, do you watch any streamers? I do. I don't watch a bunch of them. There
Yeah.
was one that was the primary guy that I watched. That's it. Everybody's
was-
got their own YouTube.
Dr. Disrespect.
Oh
Have you heard of
man!
that?
Oh yeah. First of all, yo, pro Doc. All right, Doc, you did nothing wrong, and I'm just.
Oh, controversial take.
I first of all, I don't trust all doctors, but I like him. No, yo, that's a fucking crazy ass situation because yeah, when that happened during the pandemic and everybody was just quiet, you know, it's like, all right, so what happened? Yeah, man, if you're fucking almost close to 40, you should not be, you know. Sometimes I'll get a message and it's just like, and I know it's somebody young. I just go, hey, thanks for being a fan. All right, yeah, there's merch on my website. I'm not gonna
Interact
have
with
any,
Yeah.
unless they have some like crazy ass opinions about the, you know, Bison and or you know, M Bison and Street Fighter 6, and I'm like, well, you're fucking wrong, kid.
Just
you know,
arguing about video games with the kids. That's hilarious, dude.
yeah, that's the best part. It's like, first of all, I've been playing Street Fighter longer than you've been alive, you piece of shit. And then go talk to your mom. Why are you talking to me? Yeah, that shit's fucking.
Yeah, it's creepy. And he had cheated on his wife previously at a Twitch convention.
That's a bad look, man. When you have that many eyes on you, you can't.
Yeah,
be,
you can't be fucking around. And
You
also
have to buy discretion. You know what I mean? Like.
And like, man, in my opinion, that's a lottery ticket in life to have a giant following while you're just fucking
Yeah.
streaming video games.
Back-to-back champion, baby.
Yeah, two-time champion. Yeah, he was enjoyable to watch. But you're right, because in the pandemic, I wasn't even as big of a watcher as him. But I think I even saw it was that he got like shut down, and he played it like with the cops were at his door or whatever, and he had shut off the stream. And
No.
and he
It
was on
wasn't. It
YouTube.
wasn't even that. Like, he got a message. I actually watched the Twitch stream when it happened,
okay.
Yeah.
and he was kind of getting towards the end of the stream anyways.
Okay.
But you could tell he got a message. He read something and he goes, well, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm done streaming on Twitch, so see you later.
But it was
and
like a
logged off.
big deal, right? And then he switched
Yeah.
over to YouTube,
Yeah.
and then now it's coming out.
He played a
of the
victim for
reasons.
4
Crazy,
years,
yeah.
and we're like, oh, they got rid of me, for no reason. But there was a reason. But also, it's like, why aren't any kind of law enforcement involved? Why is this all like a hush thing? Were any laws broken?
Power of money, dude.
Yeah.
The power of money. But it just eventually it can't be hush hush anymore, and someone leaks it, and then there you go.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, why aren't they going after the people that signed NDA? No, I'm just like, that's my hot take. Somebody broke a contract there, and then no. Yeah, dude, that's Yeah, he's wrong for that. Like you shouldn't do that. Don't do that.
He's gotten dropped like a bad habit by
by everyone, as you should. Though I'm sorry, as you should.
I don't think if I ever get to a relative level of fame,
Subway's
with this,
hiring.
that I would, Jesus Christ.
He'll be the new guy for Subway. It's like our Subway had a contract they're about to release, and they're like, "It happened again. We're about to have the doctor's orders, fucking Subway sandwiches," and then so it's like anytime Subway looks for somebody, and then they're like, "Yo, Drake was gonna write a song about us," and then boom, look.
But everybody's still eating them 5. Are they not 5 anymore?
No,
No, not anymore. Fuck no, they killed that a while ago, dude.
They dude, on the app, when I had the app, I'd be like, "Yo, let me get the 2 for $10 or whatever." I'm like, fucking get that shit hooked up. But I haven't been to Subway in a minute.
Their menu now looks like a scene out of that movie Idiocracy. Like it's like extra big ass roast beef explosion with jalapenos.
But it still doesn't have the word deluxe on it, which I'm like, what the fuck? Where's Ultimate? I'm looking for something called Ultimate.
Oh, they have an ultimate for sure on the menu now.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, for streamers that I watched too, and this is one Adam got me into, a guy called Wubby.
Pay Money Wubby.
Pay Money
Yeah,
Wubby.
great streamer. He's hilarious.
Seven's in the chat. What's up?
So funny enough, we're big Magic the Gathering. We like Magic the Gathering. I don't know if you're a fan of that card game or not,
You know what? I'm not yucking anybody's yum, but I'm like, nerds.
Okay, fair.
You know, that's cool. You do, you know. And then Maximilian is like one of my favorites, and he'll do the horror games, but mainly does fighting game stuff. And he's like, man, he was a big proponent of like bring Marvel back a couple years ago, and then they brought it back, and I'm so happy now. Maximilian dude I watched, and then like Justin Wong, a bunch of like fighting game people, and then I want to eventually, I got to get my rig upgraded and all that, but I'd love to do like, you know, comedy or a comedic version of like fighting game stream, even if I'm getting decimated, just making fun of myself.
That'd be great, dude. That'd be fun. So
Domestic violence, terrible name, but it's awesome.
go check it out.
DUMB.
I did want to ask you one question that we kind of skipped over. Like, if you had to pick your all-time favorite fighting game, what would it be? What would be your number one? I know it's a tough question.
Like Desert Island fighting game. It's gonna sound like so cheesy and so like, but it's just a beautiful game. Every frame is just every frame of animation is just. Could be in a museum, but Street Fighter 3's Third Strike.
Okay, yeah. Street
Beautiful
Fighter is a
game.
great classic game. Love that.
Hell yeah. Who's it? Do you play that? Who's your main?
Not in a while, but I liked Blanca, I think, right? The Blanca guy, I like to freaking charge up and electrocute people and
He's
shit.
not in that
unfair.
game, though.
No, he's not in that specific
Yeah,
one.
You would like
there's a guy
spin,
named
D,
fucking-
like saw
spin and
blade
shit,
you.
yeah.
You fucking...
No,
because they changed...
I don't know the specific. Sorry, I don't know the specific
games.
ones. I just remember
They
that
changed a bunch of the characters because they're like, it's a new generation. We got to do this. And then they're like, hey, you don't have Ken and Ryu in the game. What's going on?
Ooh,
and they're
yeah,
like,
see,
So they put in Ken and Ryu, but
That's weird. Those are like staple characters. In the
Oh, yeah,
Street
for
Fighter
sure.
game.
I like that one. What was the dude with like he has like the arms? Or
Dalsim?
whatever? Yeah. He's a great fight.
yeah, I'm even wearing my Street Fighter Reeboks today. I got my M Bisons on. Well, so
Oh
I got a couple of
yeah. I'm not a diehard Street Fighter guy, but I played the game a couple times when I was a kid. It's fun.
Hell yeah.
So you're gonna go to Evo.
Hopefully, yeah. That's the plan.
Where is it this year?
So they it used to be at I think Mandalay Bay or Mandalay Bay, but now it's going to be at the Las Vegas Convention Center.
Okay, cool.
And-
I wonder if it'll be at the West Hall. That's like the new shiny, right? West
Probably,
Hall, shiny
probably.
new one. Get a bunch of stinky nerds in there.
First of all, those are Smash players. All right, they're the ones that have that rep. All right, I've done like anime conventions and I've experienced every fucking group and subgroup and genre. Like people want to bag on fucking furries all day. If I'm in an elevator with a furry, I'm like, oh my god, I'm not the sweatiest one in here. You know what I mean? So you know, you got your steampunks, and I wish like soap punk was a thing. But wind punk, just people with sails and shit. Like, but yeah, it should be fun. I can't wait to see some of the cosplayers and shit as my characters.
Absolutely, it's always fantastic.
Fuck
Even
yeah.
like Comic-Con for me, I went a couple times. I went to the New York one. I've been to San Diego. They're just very fun, man.
Yeah.
They're just really, really fun. And I like when they do the cool movie reveals and the cosplay. Some of that shit is like insane sick. Like it is like movie quality. People do some great cosplay.
Oh yeah, they
stuff.
put a
It's
ton of.
Or it looks like that. Yeah,
That's fantastic.
alright.
Big fan of that as well.
That pops up in my YouTube and stuff a lot. Is the people that make the really elaborate costumes,
Yeah.
and 3D
Which is really
print
cool,
parts,
yeah.
and make like Gundam suits
Yeah,
and
yeah,
shit. I mean, I
Yeah.
could get into that. I wouldn't want to be the one building it, but
Yeah,
you know.
just go to 7-Eleven. Yeah, let me get a pack of Zins while you're. Shut up and go. Hold on.
I want to make that's what I should do. I should make like a whole armor suit out of cans of Zin.
Like, all right,
make,
or,
make up my own character, Zin Man, Nicotine Man.
Have you tried? It's funny. We like to mention this. This is always going to be a callback on our pod. But did you know they sell mushrooms at Rebel gas stations? Because I know you've done. Did you know that? It's wild, dude. Gummies, mushrooms.
They're not psilocybin.
So they're not
mushrooms,
psilocybin, but they're like a different version. There's like gummies, chocolate bar, and like a vape, and you can buy it down the street, dude. At
They
Rebel.
give you some effects.
So they haven't
vape
yet for me.
was a
but
fucking scam.
Yeah, I tried
Or
the
it's
vape.
like,
Didn't do much.
no, it tastes like a pizza topping. And I'm like, oh great.
He's done the chocolate
But you've
bar. though,
done
and
legit
said-
mushrooms because
Yeah.
they're gross. You know, they're gross.
Yeah, I mix them with I don't know if this makes me like so hood or so San Antonio, but it's like I mix it with hot Cheetos con limon, and then I just chew it all up.
Okay, I
Yeah.
mean that is the way to go because I've done like
So
the
hood
peanut
rat.
butter sandwich. Just eating them straight up is gross.
Yeah, it's
and then on top of that, I just never got like the fun ride from them. They just made me feel bloated.
Yeah.
And then not bloated, and then bloated, rinse, repeat for like 6 hours. And that was
I did
not a good
mushrooms
time.
at an anime convention.
Yeah, you were talking about the time
yeah.
spot. That was a hilarious story, dude. Yeah.
That shit was fun, dude. It's like I don't know if I'll do it again because I'm a little older now, a little wiser. If anything, El Paso cocaine, and then hang out all night. No, just
Did any cosplayers get you when you're on shrooms, or you're just like, whoa?
it's did I mention the Joker that I saw when I was on that episode?
I don't know if you did. No, you could re-hit us with that.
Yeah, I saw a guy dressed up as Joker. Now in the front of my mind, I was like, that's a dude cosplaying as Joker. But in the back of my mind, my mushroom brain, I was like, don't trust him. Don't trust him. That guy has bad intentions.
Was it a
was
legit like Heath Ledger one? Did he look like edgy and
or the old
dangerous?
It was
school.
more
and
like
crazy
a
makeup?
very almost closer to like comic book Jack Nicholson. That
Oh,
kind
okay.
okay.
Classic
of,
Joker.
like purple suit, and it was just like he almost had like the extended like cheekbones and the extended
wow.
chin, and it was just like, or maybe that was the mushroom. Yeah. But I was like, I don't trust him, and then I kept seeing animals everywhere. Well, there were like birds outside that we were like, are the birds okay? And it's like, yeah, let's go inside. And then
See, I've never. This is the shit that I have not
Yeah.
experienced.
and
like,
then I was wearing Crocs. That's an animal. And then they had there was like a giant. It was on the Dallas Omni, I think. So there's this giant elephant statue, and I positioned my buddy Mike. I was like, hey Mike, stand right there. And he's like standing right there. And I go, we got to talk about it. He's like, talk about what? We gotta talk about the giant elephant in the room. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I go, turn around. And he turns around and he goes, ah, yeah.
Love it. That's all.
And then, inside the hotel room, there was a lamp that was a horse. And I'm like, we're surrounded by animals.
Dude, that's
There
true.
was
Yeah, what the fuck?
There was a
There's
can of
animals
Red Bull,
everywhere, dude.
right? There was a can
Yeah,
of Red Bull.
Bull, yeah.
And there was another painting of like coyotes and like
Couldn't escape them,
Southwest. And I was like, we're surrounded by animals. We're trapped in a zoo. Like that was the whole thing. Crocs, Red Bull, birds,
maybe I'm glad I didn't have like.
But it was fun.
Insane
It
trip
was
off
fun.
of that.
Yeah.
Fun.
The
and
other
scary
mushroom
at the
trips
same
I've had
time.
are just like intense, like emotional growth. Where I'm like, I'm so proud of myself. I've come so far.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's what the gas stations on more do. They kind of
Oh,
give you like an emotional high.
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Would you do like
Midol
ayahuasca?
and
That seems
mushrooms?
intense, dude.
Fuck
I don't know if
that.
I'd want
No,
to do that because
no.
you puke
Yeah.
and go to the
It's like-
bathroom, and then
It's
you
like
really.
I love girls with big tits because I have mom issues. Like I had that breakthrough and I was like, that makes sense. Yeah. And then I'm like, tits. All right.
yeah. That the mushrooms aren't too bad, but the ayahuasca is like proven that is a rough trip. So no, thank you
Yeah.
to that. Or
Yeah.
like DMT or. Any of that.
Once I get my taxes all figured out, if I'm in that tax bracket where that's like, I guess I'll work on my emotional, well-being and mental health. then I'm like, yeah, I'll go have diarrhea and throw up,
Right.
and fucking
DMT slightly interests me, but also scares me. Just
fucking
hearing about
drugs,
Rogan
money,
talk about it and
tits.
shit.
That's what we called it. We're like drugs, money, tits, and
It's just the idea that they said that's what it releases when you die, and I'm like, ooh, I don't know. That seems like you're flirting with a.
I mean, you're afraid to
Crazy
die,
shit,
Derek. So why would you want to feel what it's like to die if you're afraid to die? I'm not putting him on blast. He has said this on the
That's
pod.
true. It's true.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like they just say it opens up some crazy door and some shit that you would.
Some doors are meant to stay fucking closed.
The thing that interests me is people have seen the same shit, like completely different people, different trips, and they've seen the same like figures or whatever. That is like just unique to me. That is interesting, but also
you're like,
wow.
and then you do the trip, and you're like, I'm a lady who wants to get fucked. Yeah. It's like, just legs in the air. Who's first, boys? And I don't know if that's how you'd seduce us. Or,
DMT
or
is how you
dude that was
contact the
around.
mothership.
I'll hit you up, Kool-Aid, when I'm a chick.
Oh yeah, great. Oh wow, I'm so honored. Oh my. So, are you gonna be in cosplay? All right.
So, this has been great.
It's been fun, man.
This is going to come out a week from Monday, which will be the 14th.
Oh wait, we have to meet a quota.
I knew we weren't going to get through this whole episode without it happening at least once.
That's hilarious. So the 15th is when this
the
episode's going to come
15th,
out. So we'd love you to plug anything.
Yeah,
that you
plug
have.
plug some dates. The 15th are going forward. God damn it.
All right, yeah.
That's going to be like the thing. If you come on this show, you have to say it at least once.
So these two queers want me to no, you guys are great.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so 18th, I'll be in San Diego, Mic Drop Comedy Club for Nerdcore Comedy.
Hell
You
yeah.
heard about the comedy I talked about doing at conventions? That's what I'm going to be doing there. 27th, here in Vegas, double show. Why am I all hyped up? I love it.
I love it.
One of
Bravo.
them,
Let's go.
One of them I can't describe, or I shouldn't say anything. It's almost like it's don't tell. And then later on, at the night of the 27th, which camera am I looking into? The one facing us?
Straight ahead, right there.
All right,
Yep.
listen here, motherfucker. It's WrestleMania 2, okay? I'm going to be in the biggest match, the main event of that match.
Going against our boy
who?
Todd, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Todd, fucking fat Rolls Royce, the ginger juggernaut. Yeah, what's up?
It's going to be great.
Yeah, I'm going to take you down, bro. I'm going to say some mean things, probably about your complexion, okay? Probably about that wispy beard that you glue on every morning. Probably about those gorgeous eyes that get lost. Ah, shit. All right, Oyo Casino, WrestleMania 2.
That's going to be fun, man. Yeah.
July 27th. I'll fucking see you there.
Yeah, I think we'll be. I think we'll
I would
be
love
there
to
for
go. I
that
think I
one.
can
I
make
think
it.
our
It's 9:30. I
schedule
think we
works
can go,
out
yeah.
that we are going to be able to.
I'm
make
going
it
to
for
call
that
him a
one.
duty head. A lint liquor.
I am interested to see how. God damn it! I am interested to see how you both roast one another because you know one
too
another
much
so
fun with it,
well.
dude.
If you accidentally let one of those fly on stage, there's definitely going to be one of those intentionally.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Mike Krasner's great and all that. Definitely go promote that
Yeah.
show. It's going to be awesome, dude. That's going to
There's
be
going to be women on stage. All right.
They're
Friend of the pod, Haley, will be on there, I believe, and
great.
everything like that. So, yeah.
Oh,
it'll be
yeah,
a fun
her
show.
too. Yeah.
So
No,
it'll be great. Great lineup. honestly.
Yeah. I hope because I'm doing a Dumble show. I hope I get there where I can catch most of it because I love being a little catty bitch. I love like, oh my God. And then, I can be sometimes. So.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Go support Kool-Aid.
I
Check
will
him out.
put his socials up here. Check him out on Instagram. We have the special on Amazon Prime. Go check that out. It's great.
It's also on YouTube for you ballers on a budget.
Hell yeah.
yeah.
YouTube as well. And we'll see you at WrestleMania. That'll be great.
And you won't see me at Subway.
Not at Subway anymore.
Yeah.
Don't
Thanks
go
so
check for us
thanks so
there.
much for coming on Kool-Aid. This has been really fun. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you so much.
Share.
Natties.
Do it. Click all the buttons. Let
If
us
we
know
could
you love
turn
us.
back to that chair. Okay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of the Naturals Pod. Please remember to follow us on your Twitter and Instagram accounts at the Naturals Pod. Do you have what it takes to join the Natty Nation? Like and subscribe to find out.